Oh, can I get a cheers? That's right. It's Ty and Eric, your boys recording live in person. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Vancouver. Perfect day for backyard barbecues, gender reveal parties, podcast recordings, and sipping buds with the boys.
That's right. We just actually came from a sandwich reveal party where we both unwrapped 2 footlongs. However, we were there during the creation, or I guess you could say the conception of them as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch it both go from contraception to birth, carried to term.
Exactly.
Thank you to the artist for I guess they were the one carrying the sandwich to term for us. We really are the dads of the sandwich relationship, hey? And I didn't walk out on my 12 inches.
Yeah.
Proud
exactly.
dad.
Yeah, you're not the step patron, you're the patron that stepped up.
That's true. Wow.
Beautiful.
Ty,
this is the second episode in a row where I've come directly from a sandwich to booth.
Wow, you're right.
And I don't like it, Ty. I guess, I just live in an area where sandwiches are the only lunch option, specifically Subway sandwiches. So pray for me, honestly.
Dude, I am praying for you. I'm worried that you're developing a nasty habit. You're gonna have
it's nasty, all right.
Yeah, that white, the new white moza jiggly chunks that they put, the jiggly lumps that they put in your sandwich.
The
matzo.
Oh,
yeah. The real cheese. That's gonna be your tummy after a few more sessions if you keep this up.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the Fogel of cheeses. I like my cheesy hung.
You don't want those aged cheddar? Too old for you.
I don't want that aged cheddar, the Applewood bullshit.
Dude, you want that nice supple, jiggly white matzo ball.
Exactly, Ty. You get me. It's just like in Italy when, you're having a little burrata before your meal. You know what I mean? There you
go. Yeah, dude. You had me at tata.
This guy's got tata issues.
Speaking of,
I'm talking about
bratata. Speaking of tatas and gender reveals, Eric, I learned something recently from my father, a rare insight into life of Thai. He said that if I was born a woman, my name would have been Pudding.
Oh my god!
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Like as a nickname or like a legal name, like on your passport it says Pudding.
Much like a sandwich artist, my father is a man of very few words, and I was not able to glean any more information.
Oh, wow. That's really cryptic and scary.
So I must ask, Eric, if you were a girly, what would your name be? What would the parents have named you?
I've actually asked my parents this, and my name would be not nearly as funny as yours. I'm not going to reveal it to the audience. I think it's a little bit too personal. But the word pudding is funny enough.
I know,
for the episode, in my opinion.
I thought I'd actually get a even more feminine name because sometimes I think I have ovaries in my testicles because I'm so good at girl talk.
Wow.
I know that
this guy's 49% gay.
Define
just minority.
I'm a minority. All the memes tell me that I should be dressing 60% gay, 20% homeless, 20% meth addict. So, and I think that I should carry forward with your just general disposition.
Yeah, well, in Vancouver, homeless and meth addict are one and the same.
They're overlapping, yeah.
Definitely.
For sure. I guess that differential kind of implies that there's a slightly different aesthetic to the drug users and then the just generally unhoused.
Not here, Ty. I mean, fuck, we all know I came from Chinatown, real gutter shit. And we both know that the drug addicts are the unhoused and the unhoused are the drug addicts. They're literally the same thing.
Yeah. One circle of a Venn diagram.
Yeah. There's probably a brief window of time where you're unhoused and not a drug addict, and probably vice versa.
It's when you're taking the bus from Surrey to the downtown east side. Little Vancouver lore for you.
Exactly. It's the same as when you're like ordering a sandwich. There's only a brief window where your sandwich is not toasted.
It's really interesting.
All sandwiches begin untoasted.
It's crazy. Every sandwich starts raw.
Yeah.
Huh. So that's like the second entry. I like to think of that as entering the second trimester is post-toast. You can't abort after the sandwich has been toasted. You can't walk out on that. That is now your sandwich, your child.
Yeah, exactly. Once you're halfway into the game, all bets are off. You got to continue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Got to raise that sandwich as your own, Ty.
Yeah, it's true.
Or is Budweiser?
They grow up so fast. I really like this analogy, though, this metaphor for your sandwich being your baby, because sometimes when I get a foot long Eric, I like to hold it like I'm cradling a newborn. It just rests between my arms as I sway them back and forth.
Yeah, man. I like to, cradle it all the way from the cash register to my home. Now that I live so close to a Subway, I find myself driving to it. Obviously, I'm in this like suburban utopia where I need to cross like 6 highways to get to a Subway. But I'll drive there, and I find myself like never eating it in the restaurant. I'm always like ripping home, like speeding home with my meatball or riding shotgun.
Yeah, dude, runaway sub.
Just like counting down the minutes, because we all know 4 minutes later that meatball is puncturing a hole through the herbs and cheese, and it's going to end up in my lap.
Yeah, dude, TikTok on the salami, it's going to go bad.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go bad quickly, partially because the meat itself isn't refrigerated at Subway. Like, those buckets are just open air. Like, they are sitting in the same air that the patrons around you are breathing. Like, there's no ceiling happening. And I think that's kind of crazy, because, like, if you think about the type of people that were in line with us today, there was 2 men in reflective vests, a man who was more jiggly than the mozzarella.
Oh, wow.
And a finance type bro wearing New Balances.
Oh,
I don't know if you caught him in the corner.
I did catch it.
He had the full J. Crew fit on.
I even said to Ty, like, when we pulled up, I was surprised that there wasn't a service vehicle in the parking lot. And when I say service, I mean, going above and beyond the call. But yeah, shortly after we walked in, I think immediately after us, reflective vest came in. So all normalcy was restored.
Yeah, it feels good to be amongst my blue collar friends. So, yeah, it was a pretty good sandwich. Eric got, what'd you get? A chicken rancher? Is that what it's called? Chicken ranch water?
Yeah, well, after the ranch water episode, Ty, you got me feeling pretty inspired to revisit. It used to be the most premium sandwich on the menu.
I remember the days. What, back when they had the signature menu?
Yeah, back when it was like signature and Broco. The top of the line, the S-class Maybach of sandwiches was the chicken bacon ranch, and that was only like $10 back in the day. But I think it was because you get multiple kinds of animal on it. It's probably the reason.
There's probably a price to animal like calculation here that I'm not doing, but it was top shelf. It was the very first item on the signature menu, which means they wanted you to read that one the most, which actually probably means they had the highest profit margin on it, which actually probably means it was not the most signature. It was probably the worst bang for your buck. Just a little bit of reverse psychology for you there.
I mean, yeah, you're probably
right.
Damn,
dude, you fell for a Subway trick. Well, it's a big Subway tricked you.
Do I fall for Subway? Yes, I do. But it's not because
head over
of that.
Heels, baby.
Yeah, it's not because of that. It's I just go for what I want, and what I want is usually the Italian offering. This time it wasn't, simply because of that ranch comment yesterday, or not yesterday, but last episode. I decided to go for the chicken bacon ranch, and then unbeknownst to me, they started layering on the cheese double time.
Yeah, they did. They put twice as much cheese on you. And then I noticed they had done the same with my own sandwich. And that's when Eric and I realized that on the new Eat Fresh Refresh menu, they put little Doritos representing a slice of cheese next to each sandwich. And both of ours had 2 Dorito.
They had 2 stacks of Doritos. So that means double cheese. And I gotta say, that shit was really fucking cheesy. I've never really noticed double cheese happening ever in my sandwiches until today.
It's a lot of cheese.
Yeah, dude. So that was my sandwich. What did you get, Ty?
Yeah, so there's in the new signature series, which I'm really, I guess, like, sensitive to. I'm a little bit wary of the signature series sandwich set, Eric, because there's only one vegetarian option on it, and that's the green goddess. And the green goddess is the exact same thing as the veggie delight, which has historically been the cheapest sandwich on the menu because it doesn't have anything in it. Literally all the free ingredients.
You're paying like cover
Yeah.
only.
So they've rebranded the veggie delight as the green goddess, and then now they're charging a premium for it. Like they've literally like almost doubled the price of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And all they've done differently is they've added the smashed avocado, the guac.
The guacamole.
Yeah. So I went for it today. I said, fine, I will fall for your marketing scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the green goddess with that smashed avocado.
Be honest, did you feel like a goddess taking down those 12 inches? Or did you think like this sandwich isn't royal enough to be called the green goddess?
Dude, I wanted to bring out the pudding in me, the divine feminine energy.
That divine pudding in the sandwich?
Yeah, but that shit was mushier than pudding. Like, it was not a sandwich for a king or queen.
No.
It was rather a sandwich for a toothless grandparent because it was mushy.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude. That's the first time I've ever ordered avocado at Subway because you have to pay a premium for it, an extra tax.
Mm-hmm.
And also because it supports the cartels. So the avocado cartels.
Oh, I thought you meant the Tex-Mex bread.
So I never get the smashed avocado, but today I got the smashed avocado because I wanted to experience the green goddess to its fullest.
Mm-hmm.
Really not here for it. It was a special day because it's the first time ever that the avocado at Subway actually looked green. Usually it's a brown tint. It kind of looks like Travis Scott's G-Wagon. But not this time. This time it was a nice bright green.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Shrek's ass.
Nice.
Yeah. But honestly didn't really add to the sandwich whatsoever. It just made the sandwich really goopy. Gooby goo.
Yeah, I don't know if I would ever get that guac. I'm scared of all wet ingredients at Subway, to be honest. Like for some reason, all of the wet ingredients at Subway just make me feel like there's something that could go wrong with it. It's almost like it catches more like dust or shit in the air.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Are you talking like sauces or are you talking like wet solids? Like wets are probably fair game, right? They're above board, but you're getting into wet solids. That's iffy.
Wets are in a container that is closed, whereas like the wet solids are in an open air environment, but are like swimming in a metal bucket. That includes the marinara sauce, the guacamole. Honestly, the seafood.
when the tomatoes start to go,
yeah, dude.
Even the tuna, start
anything
that
can
category.
Anything that can harden around its edges. If there's like a foam rim around something that you're adding to your sandwich, then I don't want it.
Oh yeah, dude. I hate when they pick the cucumber that like was touching the foam rim. I don't want no cuke mold.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's kind of like last episode when we talked about that ranch water from the top of the ranch bottle. It's like you got to give it a little shake. You got to like hit it with the spoon a little bit and then start scooping onto my foot long.
Yeah, I don't want any like cursed yogurt coming in with my tomato, but I get where you're coming from, Eric, and I think this is a very human instinct because all life formed from like liquid kind of living in solids. I'm not talking about the birth of a human or a sandwich, but I'm talking about the origin of our species and like little tiny fishies like becoming alive in swamps around Earth millions of years ago. And I think like the tomato bucket, the cucumber bucket, the tuna bucket, these are environments that are
petri dishes, if you will.
Petri dishes, yeah. Petri buckets.
Oh, fuck. Well, I mean, I think like whenever I eat blue cheese, I feel this like really primal, like gross feeling. You know what I mean? It's like whenever I see mold, I just like it like strikes like a triggering like feeling deep within me that like I might die if I eat this. But I need to like overwrite that every time I eat blue cheese, right? Because I love blue cheese and it's safe to eat. And so like I got to get over the visual of it. But whenever something like mildly unsafe is seen at Subway, I immediately like shut down, and my my appetite just like vanishes.
You can't get over the mental barrier.
No, and I'll be honest, Ty, I saw a little tiny blob of brown avocado make it into your sandwich.
Oh no.
And I didn't want to say anything because I knew that would have the same effect on you.
Oh shit, I wish you warned me, dude. Like I might not see morning. If God wills it, I will live another day.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, it's probably fine. It's just like, that part of the avo was
Bravo.
exposed to oxygen longer than the other parts.
We hope that's all it was.
We hope that's all it was.
Avocado's so good when you don't got a co-host in your ear telling you it's nasty.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, the fact it's a little bit nasty might be a turn on for some.
Yeah, dude, you got that brown avo kink, avo kinko.
Yeah, do you think when Tyga comes in to order a footlong, he says, make it nasty?
Oh yeah, dude, he's avo kinky 100%.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so avocado was the bad call. The avocado, Eric, was also really, really salty, and I don't know why. Like, it should only be avocado, right? They wouldn't inject sodium in that, would they? Are they crazy enough to do that? Is that a preservation mechanism to keep it green?
Took the words right out of my mouth, Ty. Now that I think about it, they probably did add a pinch of salt, and they might have gone overboard with it, as they typically do at Subway. So you might have just gotten the avocado preserves.
Damn. I always heard the rumor has it that if you leave the pit in the guac, that keeps it green. And I don't know what the pit does. I don't really understand the role of the pit in the preservation of the guac.
It's the heart of the avocado. It really is.
That's true. You can take the pit out of the avocado, but you can't take the avocado out of the pit.
And the pit being the bucket in this case.
Yes. Maybe that if they had that, they wouldn't have those little brown bits. Maybe if they had that, they wouldn't need all that salt. But yeah, I really wasn't vibing it. The only thing I like about the smashed avocado is that they scoop it with an ice cream scoop. It's one of the rare moments on the Subway line where the artist no longer relies on their gloved up fingers to arrange the food on your sandwich.
Yeah.
You get that. There's the marinara scoop. There's the avocado ice cream scoop. And then there's the tuna ice cream scoop. And everything else is handheld. So that's kind of fun. It adds a little bit of a performative aspect to the sandwich creation.
I had this thought today, man. Like, their hands are all over the Subway line, right? They're touching meat, they're touching cheese, they're touching veggies, they're touching the sauce bottle. It can't be sanitary. Like, in real life, they should have like a fucking new set of gloves for every section of the sandwich creation process.
That's true. Well, you see, like, the novel coronavirus brought about all of these desanitization UV ray machines. You see those? Where you like put your hand on it or your phone and immediately scrubs it of any germs.
Oh yeah, those were awesome during COVID when you could buy those like UV fucking like fucking alien technology that like scans your phone. And like people would bring them to dinner and like do it in front of you. It's like, what are you fucking doing,
dude?
bro?
It's crazy. I mean, if it could take the scent of the Subway house sauce off my fingers after a meal, I would be interested in investing. They didn't write that on the box though. It's not on their product details page.
Probably give you a nice hand tan after as well.
Yeah. Dude, you're gonna get finger cancer.
Dude, if anything would cause cancer, it's the guac at Subway or the fucking UV machine to clean your iPhone 13.
Oh shit! I'm not really sure which one's more deadly. I think I'd rather just catch COVID at that point.
100%.
Take on the guac again.
100%. But one special, honorary mention, I guess, in the sandwich process, Ty, was the fried onions.
Oh yeah,
we both hit a little bit of that fried onion, and we realized that it kind of like solves the same problem statement that the lack of chips had. You know what I mean? It's like not having chips in your sandwich meant you were probably missing out on some glorious crunch. But with the fried onion, you're getting a little bit of that, and you don't have to look like a fucking loser handing a bag of Sun Chips to your sandwich artist.
Dude, it's such a game-changing texture to add in those fried onions. Like, I only made it 11 out of 12 inches through my sandwich before it was only mush.
Yeah, you tapped out a little early.
I don't normally tap out, but that shit was baby food by the end of it. That guac really ran a number. But if it wasn't for the fried onions, which added that much needed crunch, I don't think I would have made it 9 inches in. It saved the sandwich.
Yeah. Well, you went from 11 inches to 9 inches. How much of the sandwich did you actually eat?
I think I probably got through a solid 11 out of 12 inches.
Okay.
I'd say it's
That's not bad.
85%.
It's not bad.
But the other thing I like about the fried onions, Eric, is they're in like the little like there's kind of like the regular buckets at Subway of vegetables, and then there's like the fringe veggies, and they get their own little controversial little mini buckets on the side, almost like they've been quarantined from the pack.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't really know.
Why do the fucking... It's the banana peppers
Yeah,
and...
black olives.
Oh, no, black olives have a main bucket.
Do they get a main bay bucket?
Yeah.
Jalapenos.
That's right. Is it because they're spicy?
Maybe.
Fried onions aren't spicy, though.
I guess like not only are they spicy, but they're a little wet. So you don't want spicy drippage landing on the tomato for someone who is a bit more faint of flavor.
Yeah, FOF.
FOF.
That's a great point. My father-in-law actually is like deathly afraid of all spice.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, if something has like salt and pepper on it, he will like turn beet red and have like almost like an allergic reaction to it.
Wow, I feel bad for him.
Yeah. So like when I first met him, we would like order a bunch of like food or whatever and share stuff, and he would ask me, "It's like, oh, is that squid over there spicy?"
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I'm like, "Oh, definitely not. It's like totally, it's like seasoned well, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not spicy at all. Maybe a little paprika, you know."
Mm-hmm.
And
Paprika for Poppy.
exactly. And then he goes in, huge bite of the squid, and he's just like, he drank like 5 glasses of water after that.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, I had no idea it was that serious. So I guess there's other patrons out there that if they had a little bit of juice, a little bit of jus from the banana peppers leak onto the lettuce, they could actually pass out in the subway, and then that's a liability.
Or worse, it could radicalize them.
Definitely radicalize their taste buds.
Yeah, dude.
For sure.
I get that. I have an in-law like that too, real meat and potatoes type. And I don't know, spices are just like a new age concept, I guess. It's so sad though. They'll never like whenever I go to Subway, it's all about maximalism. It's all about like how can I like take my taste buds and put them on a roller coaster.
Yeah. So, how can I run a train on my tongue?
Yeah, exactly.
But ever since we dragged our sandwiches through the garden, we've been doing that every single time. And
dude, the works.
Honestly, it's just like better for everybody. I don't need to fucking say the name of every vegetable. And also, my sandwich artist doesn't have to ask and it's just like a mutually beneficial relationship when I just say run that bitch through the garden.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I've come to terms that I'm not going to get as much bang for my buck with the veggies, but if it means I don't have to talk or look at my sandwich artist or even focus on the whole affair, I'm pretty happy with that. Exactly. I did have to make the special request though for the crispy onions because for some reason they don't if you ask for the works, they're not going to the fringe buckets. They still double check with those. So, and with the crispy onions in particular, Eric, I know those are a new addition to the menu, and they're only available on some sandwiches. So it kind of feels like you're like hitting a lick when you get those because you're like, I don't know if this is even allowed. I kind of like that. I wish they always had like one like bucket that's only available if you ask for it. The exclusive, the garlic oil of veggies.
Yeah, we haven't hit that in a long time either. Fucking hell.
Damn.
Well, I actually feel like I redeemed myself today after that sandwich. On Tuesday's episode, Ty, I was struggling.
You're down bad.
Yeah, dude. My heart rate was like almost stalling out. It was like 1 beat per second, 1 beat per minute. I was just like
flatline.
And yeah, dude, I was like about to flatline. Anything other than that, if I take a deep breath, I would have flatlined.
Well, that's scary, dude. You had like your stomach was learning how to juggle all those meatballs.
Yeah, truly.
Damn, must have felt like a clown.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Fucking hell. Wow. Well, Ty, where do we go from here? Like, are we going to? I mean, I honestly think we deserve a break from Subway. Not verbally, just culinarily, I'm not going to be eating Subway for at least a few weeks. I just need to take a break.
I don't buy that one bit. I think you'll be there next week.
It's
It
entirely
beckons you.
possible. It's entirely possible. I do have some coupons left over.
Mhm.
We even copped a 6-pack of cookies. That's how committed to the game we are.
It makes sense. We're pulling up to the function later tonight. When you roll up to any event with a pack of Subway cookies, people just treat you differently, in a good way.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're happy to see you. Yeah, we're seeing a coworker that got fired from Subway, so it's a nice little gag gift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it comes a real full circle moment, hey?
Mm-hmm. She must have been fired from Subway when they had the old branding.
Whoa. Accurate days.
Real deli days for me.
Deli days,
Accurate
yeah.
days for Drake.
Yeah.
Um,
That's crazy.
Fucking hell, man.
I wonder how Subway's changed internally since the new branding was rolled out, because your store design is so much cleaner that aesthetically, that I'd actually imagine that their cleaning protocol would have to be completely revamped in order to maintain that facade. Because the old branding, you could fucking stick a tomato slice on the wall and you wouldn't even notice. It would just blend in with the patina of the fake brick.
It's like, wow, is this brick stained?
Yeah, exactly. But now if you did that, they'd think that someone got bloody murdered in there.
I really do want to know the Selling Sunset valuation of a Subway franchise.
Yes.
Like, what's the commission on that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I need Chriselle to do a walkthrough. I did watch a few episodes of the new season of Selling Sunset. I haven't finished it yet, so no spoilers. But I think it's really funny that they went from 4 seasons ago a real estate show to now a show about Nick Cannon's baby mamas. That's such a hard pivot into they're we know where the cultural dialogue needs to go.
Yeah, I mean the culture was begging for it. The streets were asking. What's the Selling Sunset take on Nick Cannon? And thank God they did, because I think this was the best season yet. And it's kind of it says a lot about real estate.
It really does. No one cares about closing the deal. We just want you to open your mouth about behind the scenes with Mr. Cannon.
Yeah, I know. I want to know what it's like to have a baby daddy with 9 other kids.
Dude, it's crazy. It's like the Duggars, but reality TV in LA.
Yeah. I mean, no spoiler, but that theme continues throughout the show and is kind of like the main plot line. And it's overtaken any of those Hidden Hills estates.
They haven't walked through a master bedroom in the last 5 episodes, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're only walking through the crib at that point because there's lots of babies in this episode. Not on camera, thankfully, but it's thank God. It is probably the best season of this show that I've seen. Waiting on that How Original episode.
Yeah, shout out to Selling Sunset and How Original, the collab that we need to see happen. Yeah, dude, I'm excited to close out the season and see where it goes. The characters are obviously absolutely esoteric. The houses are beautiful and the drama is juicy, much like a cucumber slice.
Exactly. The primary bedroom is large. The titties are large. What else can you really ask for?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I really think that they've done a good job also. I'll just one more point before we move on from this topic of expanding on just the general lore surrounding every single personality on the show.
Yeah.
You really get to know their backstory and who they're with, what they do, who are they connected to. And it's just fascinating because every character has a really unique set of just historic traits. If they're baseball cards, they'd be pretty wacky. So I just think that's really interesting.
Yeah, that is true. I want that. I want the Heather rookie card, before she got pregnant.
Yeah, dude. That'd be rare.
The same father-in-law who is afraid of spicy food is a huge fan of the show.
Of course.
And he said something along the lines of, we were watching it together as a family, and they panned over to one of the beautiful mansions, $33 million in the Hidden Hills. And he says, this is why I watch this show.
Oh, yeah.
Because totally. Of the homes. And that's a requirement for every male to say when watching with their significant other. I watch it for the interior design.
Yeah, dude. I just want to see how big is their in-home theater. That's it.
Exactly.
Damn.
The show is proof that I can focus on two things at once.
Kanye voice, dude. Yeah, the amount of like beautiful homes in the Los Angeles area is really unprecedented.
Homes with no M.
Oh, you're on top of
I
it.
love the homes.
Dude, I love the homes. It makes me really think about how like their construction worker game is very artistic. Like I was walking to your place today for this episode. There's construction workers running everywhere, so much so that there should be a mobile subway parked right outside your building.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about for a bit about how the construction worker and the subway are both a builder of sorts, and perhaps one day they will unionize, but definitely like quality of construction has to mean that your bees, your little beehive of workers, they need to like fuck with the vision of what you're making, whether it's sandwich artists or men in vests.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about like a very like humble apartment like what we're in right now versus one of those $33 million homes that I want to bag in LA.
It's got an amenities room.
Yeah, you got an amenities, you got pool. But and how like the construction worker quality is probably a cut above, and therefore I would assume that their taste in all types of builds must also be higher. Therefore, does the LA construction worker eat at Subway? Is where I'm going with this. I could have just jumped to that from the beginning.
Wow. And they don't, Ty. They eat at Breadhead LA.
Oh yeah, shout out to Breadhead LA.
Simple answer to a very long question, but I truly think that's it, Ty. They don't go to Subway. They go to Erewhon. They go to Breadhead LA. All these
sweet green,
all these great places like that.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy, man. It's so crazy, but whatever. All that matters is it's a beautiful day. You and I should not be recording a podcast right now. We should be out in the world digesting Subway, perhaps some tennis.
Yeah, dude. We got to resume our tennis match. I think I'm leading the all-time series.
Oh, whatever. I don't know about that, dude. The all-time Subway series.
That's crazy. Anyways, Breadheads, thank you for listening. It's been a whirlwind of an episode of the whole 12 inches. Catching you on the flip side, I guess.
Yeah, on the G flip side. Ciao.